Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Cruise Chat Live. I'm Walter, your independent travel agent. I'm sitting with somebody I'll introduce in a moment, but I want to remind you that we are Where's Walter Travel. We bring you your cruises, your land, your luxury, your expedition, and we do not charge a dime for our services. So if we can ever help you with your travels, wherever you're watching us, we got YouTube, we got LinkedIn, we got Facebook, and we got TikTok. So wherever you're watching us, there are links in the description. Or you can simply go to where'swaltertravel.com. And when you click on the contact us to set up a meeting, you're going to see two of us now. Welcome, Corey.
Hello.
Hello, Corey.
How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
So if you haven't seen the TikTok yet, Corey Graham is officially a part of the Where's Walter Travel family. He is our first associate agent, and he will primarily be concentrating on the Central Florida area and things like that, and kind of growing our local market. But when Rebecca and I are traveling, you just might hear from Corey as well. So how you doing, buddy?
It's been an adventure.
It's been an adventure. You have a teaching background, you got a technological background.
Yes.
Why don't we just start out by just let everybody know where you come from?
Okay. I moved here to Florida about almost a year ago. We were living in Colorado, just outside of Denver. Was teaching there for almost 30 years and decided I was time for a change. So
teacher,
yeah, high school mathematics. So
ooh, good. You can show me some.
there might be a quiz. There might be a quiz later.
There might be a quiz. Oh God.
And I've also been working in technology for just as long. So and decided to come out here to Florida. We love Disney. We love cruising. We found a great house that we just absolutely love. We're 30 minutes or an hour from both ports here in the Orlando area. So,
nice.
quick drive to either side of the state, and we're there. And
nice.
Train down to Miami is great too. So you
right.
just hop on the Bright Line and poof, there you are in Fort Lauderdale or Miami.
Yeah.
So, and then, we're minutes away from Disney. We spend all of our free time in Disney.
We were just in Disney
two
nights ago.
Love the Mouse House.
The Mouse House, yes. And actually we found a really interesting place to watch the fireworks. We just so happened to be over by the Haunted Mansion when the fireworks were getting started. And we ended up next to the Columbia House, which was a perfect place just to watch the fire. Couldn't see the castle.
Couldn't see the castle.
Fireworks were literally right over our head. They were so big.
Yeah.
They were huge.
Yeah, and loud.
And very loud back there. Very loud back there. So, let's see. Who's here? So we've got, Douglas. Hey, Douglas. I hope you guys had a great time on the Aqua. Hi, John. Hi, Rick. There's Tara's here. Stefan's here. Got a bunch of people over on the TikTok side. Folks, if we can answer your question about cruising or travel, just simply drop them in the chat. We will do our best. Hey, Terry, how you doing? Benny is cold and rainy in New Jersey. Ooh. See, Benny, that's what you get for going back to New Jersey. Look how beautiful it is down here. It's not humid at all. At all. It's perfectly dry. It's like 75 degrees. Benny, you're missing out.
He did that with a straight face. That's amazing.
I did. Detour wants to know, is the Labadee port open? It is closed at this time until further notice. Royal Caribbean is giving us absolutely no indication if or when it's going to open. Now, this is just my own personal opinion, but I think this hard push. We got the Royal Beach Clubs opening in Nassau, Cozumel. We've got Perfect Day Mexico opening. We've got a location down in South Pacific that's opening. I personally would not be surprised to see Labadee go away at some point sooner than later.
A lot of conflict down there, so
yeah. I don't know, and it's a shame because have you been to Labadee?
Oh, we loved it.
Labadee, beautiful.
It was beautiful. Yeah.
It is a beautiful spot, and I'm hoping that it would be nice if they could figure out a way to open it. I don't know. What do you think, Corey?
I wouldn't be surprised if they close it too, because it's every time we go down there, it's half the time it's closed. So you just can't get to it. So
yeah, and it would be nice. It would be nice. John. So John is saying Benny should move down here to Florida. He does. He lives down here in Florida half the year, but he should just come on down and be down here the whole year, right? Hey, Deb, how are you? Oh, you're sailing away in Norway. Oh my gosh! Everybody say good morning to Deb. She is sailing away on her Norwegian Fjords cruise. How about that? Love it, love it. Spunky, hey, welcome to the team. You know what I love about bringing on Corey is that now he's part of the KHM Travel family, and I talk about this company a lot. And I introduced him to everybody on the Facebook page, and it's been like 100 responses.
Oh yeah, it was amazing. Just it felt so welcoming.
Yeah. And that's what we like to do. And so Corey is going to be building our business, like I said, here in the Central Florida area. It's kind of funny because of social media and all you amazing people out there. We are more of a national brand than we are. Hardly anybody knows us here in Orlando, which is kind of funny. But through social media, I've met so many of you, and we have quite the far-flung fan base and customer base. So Corey's actually going to be working on some of the local outreach, which is going to be amazing.
Very excited.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that. And hopefully building up some groups and things like that.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. Trying to get everybody in.
He's just getting started with the training. He's already diving in deep. So what are we talking about? I know what we're talking about. We're getting ready to go to Alaska.
Yes, you are. Yeah.
Have you been to Alaska?
We've been multiple times. Actually, we took our honeymoon cruise up to Alaska a little bit ago.
Honeymoon
Long time
to
ago.
Alaska.
So yeah.
Oh. But this is the absolutely gorgeous ship that we will be going on, the Oceana Riviera.
Ooh.
Only 1,200 passengers. I'm so excited. She looks a lot like a Regent ship, doesn't she?
Does.
She's beautiful. So, and that is one of the things that I do love about these small ships. It's only going to be 1,200 passengers. Now, we do have 5 tender ports, which is interesting. And part of that is because Alaska is getting so freaking crowded that they're giving
tender all everywhere.
Yeah, so they're giving preference to the bigger ship because they can't deal with the tenders, but the smaller ships can deal with the tenders quite well. So we're going to be tendering into a lot of places, but we have stops of like 14 to 15 hours, something like that. Like we have ridiculously long stop. And actually, I was looking at our Canada New England cruise on Virgin Voyages. We have a ton of like 12 to 15 hour stops on that one too.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So excited. So yeah. I'm just flipping through this, but we're going to Alaska. We have a 12-night cruise.
Pack your jacket.
I know.
Raincoat.
I haven't even looked, Rebecca. What are the temperatures going to be in Alaska? Do we know? No, you haven't looked yet. Okay, all right. So you haven't looked yet.
Well, it's too early.
It's too early.
Yeah.
True. Becky Bergeron, did we schedule Harv and Marv whale watching? Yes, it is all booked up. If you didn't sign up for that, Becky, we sent out the emails. Unfortunately, it's all booked up now. But
I can't remember who's
I don't
actually.
remember who signed up on it, but the boat is booked. We sent out, I think, 3 different emails about that. So whoever responded in time is on the Harv and Marv. If you didn't get booked on our boat, I don't know. I don't have the list in front of me. If you signed up, Becky, then yes, you're on the boat. But I don't have the
We
list
can
in
get
front of me.
back to you.
Yeah, we can definitely get back to you. I'll ping. Hey, Rebecca, you got a pad there. Make a note for me to ping Becky after the show. So yeah. Mary's saying that Alaska's on your bucket list. It should be on everybody's bucket list. It really should, because it's kind of for me, it was a life-changing experience.
Oh,
I don't know
it's
about you.
amazing. It is absolutely gorgeous. The ship gets so close into the icebergs and the glaciers, and then they're just going through the fjords. You feel like you can reach out and touch them. But, it's just gorgeous.
Yeah, and because Gary Bembridge talked about it all the time, we're actually going to do the lumberjack show. in
Ooh,
Kentucky.
fun.
Yeah, I have my flannel. I have my red flannel ready to go. I hope it's cool enough to wear it, but I have my red flannel all ready to go.
Nice.
So I can get a picture.
Yeah, that'll be fun. That'll be fun.
Gary's always talking about it.
Yeah.
And it's just so funny. Here's Gary. He goes on Regent. He goes on Seabourn. He goes on Silver. He goes on all these things. He's like, you got to go to the lumberjack show.
Yeah.
It's one of the things I love about Gary. He's so much fun. But yeah, so Alaska really should be on everybody's bucket list at some point to go experience. Just like Deb is going out to the Norwegian fjords. That's another one that everybody should see. And it's interesting because we have some people who have done both, and especially did Norway first, and just figured, well, Alaska is going to be a lot like Norway, and they were like, oh no, it wasn't at all.
Right. Right. I haven't done Norway yet, so I don't know how to compare the two, but yeah. But the wildlife up there was amazing. You can't but help see everything. There's just so much out there. The nature is so beautiful.
And you hope that the grizzlies like keep their distance.
Yeah.
But everything else you want to get up close. But grizzlies,
The moose you don't want too close.
that's
Yeah,
either.
you always
moose.
stay away from the moose.
and never get between the babies and the parents, no matter what they are. That's always a bad thing. So, hey, SL's here all the way from Scotland. And hey, Betty, how are you? Kurt, good morning. SL, I love that you join us every morning from Scotland. Thank you so much. It's so kind of you to be joining in. One of the things I love about social, right?
Yeah, right.
Oh my God, it's so much fun. Cindy is doing Alaska in 2026 as well. Hey, Brandy, how you doing? Good to see you. So for those of you who are tuning in a little bit later, this is Corey Graham. He is our first associate agent with Where's Walter Travel. Where's Walter Travel is actually growing. So now there's two of us answering your questions here today. And of course, we've got Rebecca and we've got Peggy sitting off camera as well. So it's like all kinds of action going on over here right now. So ask away. And I'll remind you that our services are still 100% free to you. We do cruises, we do land, we do luxury, we do expedition. We do pretty much everything out there. And if we don't do it, I've got over 5,000 colleagues at KHM. One of them probably can handle it. And that is one of the cool things about being part of KHM. We don't have to know everything.
You don't have to know everything.
Yeah. And there are certain people who are really, really good at certain things. And I've started to find some of those folks along the way. And if there's something that we truly can't prepare for you, I'll hand you off to one of my colleagues and let them take it from there. Case in point, somebody asked me for a completely custom Japan trip.
Okay.
Like top to bottom, they wanted like all the hotels, all the tours, all the trains, all the I can book you a tour in Japan. I'm good at that, but cruises are my strength.
Right.
But we do have one colleague in particular who I had just seen this. She planned this whole massive trip for her. So I literally just handed the client off to her and said, "Here, you're in good hands." And there you go. Hey, Carol, how are you? It is not hot and humid in Florida today. Those are lies. It's perfect here. 75, no humidity. Yeah, we have so many fans off camera right now running. In fact, this one's on camera. Look at that. So, Corey, what is your next cruise?
We are on Brilliant Lady around Thanksgiving time.
Look at that.
Yeah, so we're really excited about that. 8 nights
Ooh.
out of Miami. Not even sure where it's going. Kind of.
Who cares?
Yeah, who cares?
Who cares?
It's going to be on the ship.
Yeah.
Just going to be on the ship.
It's just going to be on the ship. We're going to be good. So Brilliant Lady is the brand new Virgin Voyages ship. I'm throwing it out to everybody out there. What is your next cruise? Where are you going next? Or maybe you're not going on a cruise. Maybe you're going on a land trip. Where are you going next and when? We would love to hear it in the comments while we're chatting. So the Brilliant Lady, brand new ship.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be on her in September on her second voyage.
Okay.
So we're taking a whole user conference of folks. It's going to be our first sail away out of New York City.
Oh, wow.
So excited.
Wow.
And then we got that crazy 13-day voyage from
Quebec
Quebec
to Miami. Yeah.
I know. It's going to be absolutely amazing. The prices are insane, people. If you wanted to do a Canada-New England cruise and you're open to doing something just a little bit different. Oh, and by the way, and you're open to having 12 to 14-hour port stops so you can actually do things in port. The Brilliant Lady, October 3rd through the 16th, going out of Quebec. We're going to go to St. John's, Halifax, Eastport, Maine. We're going to go to Boston, Massachusetts. Then we're going to come down to Charleston, South Carolina before we finally come into Miami. So that is going to be an absolutely – oh, look, there. Mimi's on the cruise with us. Look at that. John is going to be on the Valiant Lady in October. Love it. Eric is going to Alaska in August for a 10-day on the Joy.
Ooh.
I'm telling you, people, come on. If you really want to do this, what a really unique – and here's the kicker. This is going to be her first entrance into Miami.
Yes.
She's the last known ship for a while.
Yeah.
So we are expecting, we've all seen the Icon come in. We've seen the World America come in, the big fanfare.
Right.
We're expecting that, this is Virgin.
They think they'll have all 4 ships there at the same time?
No, well, I don't. Well, that is always a possibility, but we're hoping that there's going to be some sort of fanfare.
Yeah, there has to be.
There has to be. So, and with any luck, maybe Richard will be there.
Well,
amazing. Let's see. So Eric's going to Alaska in August. Deb's going on the Icon to St. Martin and St. Thomas, but it's mostly about the ship. I'm telling you, when you go on the Icon, it's all about the ship.
Yeah.
It really is. Brandy's going next summer on NCL Bermuda out of Philadelphia. Right. You're doing our cruise, but you're doing it a little bit later. And we're going to go through our group cruises very shortly. Tamalam, you're on the Brilliant Lady in September from New York to Canada. So you're on the one right before us, I believe.
Mm-mm.
And then Nene
No,
is on
it's
the Brilliant
after-
Lady.
It's after, before our October one.
Yeah.
Well, we have two
Well,
of
the
them.
ship has to get up to Quebec somehow.
I know, but we have two of them.
I
So I was
know.
thinking the other cruise.
Yeah, well, there you go. Nene is going on the Brilliant Lady in April 2026. Hasman's going on a Mediterranean cruise on the Sun Princess in August. Make sure you're watching Gary Bembridge. He either still on or he just got off the ship. So he's going to be doing a whole vlog series on the Sun Princess in the Med. So that'll be good. And Cindy is doing Alaska June 2026 on the Ovation of the Seas. Love it. Betty, Norway in August, and you just got back from Alaska, so you'll be able to give us a rundown of some and the differences. I know Betty and Jim, man, you guys are living the life I think a lot of us want to. They just reach out like 2 months before Alaska cruise tour and go, you know what, we want to go on this cruise tour.
Let's just do it.
I love it.
Yeah, awesome.
I love it. And I think you guys did a Yukon one, which is truly unique to Holland America. Nobody else has the Yukon other than Holland America, which is absolutely amazing. Yeah, they fly you like Dawson City.
Oh, wow.
And to my knowledge, there's nobody else that includes that in a cruise tour. Yeah. So that's coming up. Let's see, Norway Icon. Cindy. All right. So hi, Annette. How are you? Good to see you. So again, if you're just tuning in, this is Corey. He's our first associate agent working with Where's Walter Travel. We're so excited. Where's Walter Travel? It's growing. So very excited. So thank you, Betty. It was the Yukon. David, 600 plus days until your transatlantic and British Isles. That's a lot of fun. So David, good morning, David. So David has been waiting very patiently for Princess to release Europe 2027 and Transatlantic 2027. And what we did with him, we've got a transatlantic booked, beautiful transatlantic on one Princess ship. He's going to spend a little time in England, and then he's going to do a 12-day British Isles cruise.
Oh, that's amazing.
Right?
Amazing, yeah.
Right?
That was one of our favorite cruises we ever did, was the British Isles.
British
We
Isles?
just went all the way around the whole island. And
Yeah.
That was so amazing.
Tell us about that. What ship and stuff?
Oh, now you're putting me on the spot.
See? Well, it doesn't matter. Just tell us about the cruise.
Oh, it was out of Southampton. No, it was out of Amsterdam. We flew into Amsterdam, and then we came up over into. We went to. See, now I'm blanking, but we went to England.
Okay.
Went up to Edinburgh, Scotland.
Nice.
We saw the big lake where the monster is.
Oh,
Loch
yeah.
Ness,
Loch
and then
Ness, yeah.
went around the other side to Inverness. We
Nice.
had an overnight in Dublin. That was really cool.
Ooh.
Got to go to both the Guinness and the Jameson factories for tours.
Wow.
So had a lot of fun with that.
Wow.
So yeah, it was
Nice.
great.
Nice.
I think it was on
Brilliance.
Brilliance. There we go. Brilliance.
Brilliance of the Seas.
Yeah.
See, people forget about these smaller Royal Caribbean ships, and those small. That's why they still have these little small ships, because that's an itinerary that you just simply can't do on, say, like an Ovation or an Oasis. They're just too big. They can't get in there. Even like a Freedom class or even a Voyager class might even be too big. But you get on these little small ships and you can start sneaking them in.
Yep.
All around there. So always remember that Royal Caribbean is more than the Icon and the Oasis. They do have the very small ones, and they keep hinting that they're going to build some new ones soon. So
Yes.
that'll be nice.
That'll be fun.
Oh my God. Can you just imagine everything that they've learned since they built the Radiance and the Vision and all of that, and now apply it to a new small ship?
Yeah. It just could be mind blowing.
I mean, we're sort of seeing that with Explora. Explora is bringing to bear a lot of technology. But that's sort of kind of like a hint of what Royal Caribbean could do. So, Sue and Phil, you're doing 24 days on the Oceana Marina in September after your trip with us to Alaska. Then you have 4 days on Oceana Allura, September 30th through October 4th. Oh my gosh, that is so amazing. So you're basically going to be on the same ship, because the Riviera and the Marina are sister ships. So that's going to be awesome. John wants to know, has anyone seen the final design changes to the Brilliant Lady? I really hope they changed a lot with no new ship coming. No, they changed very little, John. To be honest with you, it's just a restaurant change. The biggest change with the Brilliant Lady is the fact that she is like 5 or 10 feet narrower. And they also pivoted the lifeboats. So the lifeboats can either pivot in or they're permanently in. That's why we have that new slightly smaller sea terrace category that's out there. Because the lifeboats had to come in, so she's the only one that can go through the Panama Canal. Technically, her three sisters could, but because the lifeboats hang out over the side, they'd be destroyed as they went through it. You know, you can't have anything hanging over the ship when you go through the Panama Canal because your clearances are like in feet, just a couple of feet on either side, so you can't have anything hanging over the side. So really, the only thing that they change on the ship that we know of is that the Razzle Dazzle has a Spanish tapas menu at night now, and a couple of the spaces might have been refreshed, but really, and they added some more suites. But the overall design of the ship is essentially exactly the same. We won't see any changes from Virgin unless they build another ship. And if they build another ship, I really hope they take a look at the Norwegian Aqua.
Okay.
Aqua has a lot of things on it that would be super cool on a future Virgin ship. So basically, all four ships are essentially identical. It's just that the Brilliant Lady has been reconfigured so she can get through the Panama Canal without breaking her lifeboats. Hey, Bills fan, how are you? Annette's going on the Liberty of Seas in 67 days to Bermuda, San Martin, Puerto Rico, and Grand Turks. That is going to be nice. So Puerto Rico, one of my favorite places to stop. San Juan. San Juan has an amazing food tour.
Yes.
Have you ever done the San Juan food tour?
No, we've never done the tour, but we've gotten off and had some amazing food and yeah, just so good.
Oh,
so good.
So good. And there's a tour called Flavors of San Juan and also Flavors of St. Thomas. That's the same company. But Flavors of San Juan, if you are going to Puerto Rico, I highly recommend that you look up the Flavors of San Juan. Fabulous tour. About 3.5 hours. And they take you, and what's really nice about it, not only do you get like 5 stops, I think, maybe 6 stops, but they take you to places where you probably wouldn't find on your own.
Okay. And
then it kind of shows you, okay, yeah, I want to go back to that store, or I want to go back here. And then at the end of a tour, you could actually, ask the guide, hey, I want to go find XYZ, and they'll point you in the right direction. So it is really, really cool to do that. Yeah. So hey, Rick said, welcome, Corey. Walter is the best. We use him for all of our travel. Hope to work with you. No, you don't want to work with Corey, Rick. You're not cheating on me to go work with him. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Well, you actually met. Were you on the Valentine's cruise? So yeah, you met Corey on there. We had so much fun.
We did. That was a great cruise.
Oh,
yeah. God. Just amazing how beautiful that ship was.
Right, and how much fun.
It was so much fun. So much fun.
You haven't heard me talk about Margaritaville much in the past. We're talking about our Valentine's cruise. We had a great Valentine's cruise on the Margaritaville Islander. I haven't talked about them much since because their travel agent support has been really poor on the back end. It's just not the best support. But they did reach out to me in the past 2 weeks. They are working on it. So you might start hearing me talk a little bit about Margaritaville again, because the Islander is a fabulous, especially if you want to put together a group, you just want to go have some fun. It's like old school cruising. When you didn't have to plan out everything before you got on the ship. You can just kind of go on the ship and make plans as you go. Yeah, the entertainment's good. Food is good. The whole ship is fun. Everything about it.
And don't forget the margaritas. They were everywhere.
Margaritas. 13 different types of margaritas on the ship.
Yeah.
You can go find. And just a lot of fun. It's just the travel agent support had been very weak. They know that. They're working on it. They're fixing it. And hopefully soon they're going to have that. Of course, they have a third ship coming out. All that we know about the third ship, because people have been asking me, it's not going to Tampa because it's too big. You can't get under the bridge.
Okay.
So that we know.
Okay.
Beyond that, my money is, at least for part of the year, my money's on Galveston.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. I don't think it'll be there permanently, but I think at least part of the year it's going to be in Galveston.
I've also heard Mobile is a possibility.
Yeah.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
Mobile, because there's no bridge, I don't think. In Mobile.
Well, and they're expanding Mobile to be able to take, because now I guess they have just one Carnival ship.
Yes.
And they're expanding Mobile to be able to take a second ship. But nobody knows what the second ship will be.
Oh, and that kind of makes sense because, why not be the new kid in town where there's not a lot of competition?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Ooh, what do you guys think? What do you guys think if you have an opinion on this? Do you think that the Margaritaville ship would go to Mobile or to Galveston? At one of its home ports? I don't know. That's interesting because Mobile is it's close enough that it could pull a lot of people from Florida over there. Yeah. And of course you can pull the people from Texas over there without having to fly.
Right.
So that'll be
kind
interesting.
of in between.
Have you ever? I've never sailed on a mobile.
Never stayed on a mobile. Not even sure I've ever been to Mobile.
We've only driven through.
We've driven through the area.
Yeah.
Yeah. The one place I really want to sail out of is New Orleans.
Okay.
That looks like it'd just be a beautiful sail down the river to get on out. I think it'd be absolutely beautiful. Oh.
There we go.
Ilha, I'm so sorry if I got that wrong, but you think it should come to Philadelphia. You know, that's something that we've been chatting about because the Norwegian Jewel can get there. So if the Norwegian Jewel can get in there, the Islander should be able to get there.
Yeah.
I think the Islander and the Jewel are the same height because it's a Carnival Spirit ship. I don't know about this new one because this new one is so tall that it can't get into Tampa. But I would not be surprised to see them send the Islander up there at some point to Philadelphia. Cindy wants it to come to Galveston. You're only 4 hours away.
Mm-hmm.
There is this new trend that I'm seeing where we're seeing ships move around a lot.
Yeah.
You know, it used to be like the Carnival Jubilee. It went to Galveston and it's
Stayed there.
going to stay there.
Yeah.
It's
Well, that
probably
one
never
I
gonna
think
move.
will stay there because they have it painted with the whole big
Well, yeah,
Texas
yeah.
star and everything.
But even like Icon comes to Miami, it's going to stay in Miami. Well, then we look at like the Norwegian Aqua, and like she goes to New York for a little bit.
Mhm.
She goes to Miami for a little bit. She goes to Port Canaveral. I forget where she's going to go when she comes back from the Med. She's not coming back to Port Canaveral. She's going somewhere else after
Okay.
that.
Wow.
So it's very possible that Margaritaville. Now Margaritaville has a itinerary planner. I know he's younger than 40. I think he's a very young guy. And
Okay.
He's got a lot of great ideas, and he told me at one point that he kind of wanted to adopt the mantra that Jimmy Buffett was a wanderer.
There you go.
He liked to wander the world.
Yeah.
And he envisioned like at some point, like he was like, well, maybe at some point we won't even have a home port. The ships will just keep, which is what the luxury lines do.
Right.
You look at Azamara. Azamara doesn't really have a home port at all.
Yeah.
Their ships are just everywhere.
Sail out of here for a little bit, move on to another port, sail out of there for a little
Exactly.
bit. Yeah.
So it would be interesting to see Margaritaville maybe adopt something like that. So, Jackie, you want to know if we've ever sailed out of Cape Canaveral? We live only 1 hour away. So yes, we sail out of Cape Canaveral quite often. In fact, we just did it 2 weeks ago. We were on the Norwegian Aqua, had an absolutely amazing time. It's probably my favorite port to sail out of just because it is so easy to get to. Of course, you can combine that with an Orlando vacation. But it's a lovely port to get out of. What we're finding lately now is that we like to come in later
Okay.
versus early because there's just one road in.
Right.
And if you try to come in early, you can get caught up in a lot of
A lot
traffic.
of traffic. Yeah.
But we've been rolling up about 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and we just kind of roll right up to the parking garage.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I mean, we don't get on the ship quite as early, but yeah, sailing out of Cape
That would be the
Canaveral-
disadvantage.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, because you don't get your food and
Your
drink.
lunch buffet to start off with. Yeah.
You can't get that lunch buffet to start at 10 in the morning. Oh my gosh. SL, you're not heading on a cruise this year, but Majorca for 2 weeks in
Ooh.
September. Lovely. Looking forward to it being a bit quieter, not quite as hot. Last visit was 20 years ago. Oh my
Wow.
goodness gracious. Yeah. Wow, that'll be lovely. And that's something that I just don't really, we don't talk about the land side of things so much. The plus of cruising is we see a lot.
Right.
The downside of cruising is we don't spend much time there.
Right. Yeah.
So cruising is a great sampler. And then, if you see something that you really like, and I bet Majorca, my goodness, for 2 weeks, it's going to be, whoa.
That'd be amazing.
That'd be gorgeous.
Yeah,
SL, please. SL, if you are not in the Where's Walter Travel Facebook group yet, please come join. I would love to see your adventures over there. We have a private Facebook group. There's a public page. You can join Where's Walter Travel, but then there is a private group, Where's Walter Travel. Come on in and join that group. I'd love to see you share some photos of your adventures. That would be awesome.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Oh my gosh. Jay wants to know, have we sailed on the MSC World America yet? We have not yet. However, John, who was watching us over on the YouTube side, he did. He went yacht club and said it was one of the best cruises he has had so far.
Oh, exciting.
About that.
Wow.
And you have a whole live stream with John.
Yes. Oh, that's right. Thank you. Thank you for the reminder. I totally forgot. John, I am so sorry. John was a fabulous guest about 2 or 3 weeks ago. If you go into my YouTube live stream library, there is a playlist that says live stream replays, watch all the shows. John was my guest for an hour. We talked about the world America for an entire hour with John, and he gave a lot of insight on the ship. So if you want to know a lot more about MSC World America from a first person's perspective who has been on there, go to Where's Walter Travel on YouTube and go to live stream replays, and you will find it. It is within the past couple of weeks, we talked about the world America with John, and that was a really, really fun night. John, I love talking with you. We have to cruise much more often together. John and Roy are just fabulous to cruise with. It's Roy, right?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Was that right? Okay. I just had this horrible feeling I got the name wrong. CJ, your next cruise is in October. You're repositioning the Carnival Spirit through the Panama Canal.
Ooh, nice.
Right. And, you know, what you bring up there, you said, hey, the Carnival Spirit is going through the Panama Canal. Well, guess what's also a Carnival Spirit class ship? The Margaritaville Islander.
Wow, yes it is.
She could go through the Panama Canal very easily and do a West Coast swing. No problem at all. So that would be amazing. Rick says your favorite port is the one my cruise is leaving from at the time.
That works.
Like favorite ship. Yeah, that's true. Except Miami. Oh, man, Miami has just become just a pain.
With that one road in.
One road in.
And what? How many different cruise ports are in
Up
there?
to 12 ships can now fit.
Just wow.
I mean, you could literally have 75,000 people crossing paths now. It's like the airport.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
And we need a train. We really need a train going in of some sort. So, John, you're going to be on the Med Cruise. Everyone needs to join that one. Yes, that's right, John. Thank you. You know, we haven't even talked about the group cruises yet. I'm going to go ahead and walk through the group cruises while we go ahead and drop your questions in the chat. I want to remind you about all the group cruises that we have coming up because we've got some really, really good ones. So Quebec to Miami, I mentioned that one. Virgin Voyages. We have exclusive 10% savings over the public rates, and the public rates may have slipped down a little bit. So my rates may have slipped down a little bit too. I'm waiting for confirmation from Virgin Voyages before we publicly say anything. But even as my prices are today, they're still lower than the public rates. But you can get on a 13-night cruise, people, for $42.69 for both people. And all your restaurants are included. Your Wi-Fi is included. The gratuities are included. And the soft drinks are included along with the group exercise classes. So this is the Brilliant Lady leaving Quebec on October 3rd. We go to St. John's, New Brunswick, Halifax, Nova Scotia. Whoa. Eastport, Maine, Boston, Massachusetts. Then we come down to Charleston, South Carolina. And then finally we come into Miami. That's October 3rd through the 16th this year. And folks, we have 12 to 15 hour stops on this cruise. So it's none of this like, 6 hours, hurry up and get back on the ship like we had on the Norwegian Aqua. This is like a legit cruise. 13 nights for $42.69 in a sea terrace or $43.86 in a central sea terrace. That is the total price for two people in the, I know, right? 13 nights.
I'm still trying to figure out why I haven't booked this yet.
Why haven't you booked this, Corey?
I don't know. I have to talk to the boss.
I know. I'm telling you, I know it interferes with the Thanksgiving cruise, but 13 nights versus 10 nights, 13 nights versus 10 nights, or 23 nights spread over two cruises. Come on. What's wrong with that?
Question up there about which ship is it? It's the Brilliant Lady.
Oh, yes, Diane, it is the Virgin Voyages Brilliant Lady. Now, as I walk through these group cruises, there are links in these descriptions here, but also if you go to where'swaltertravel.com, there's a group travel link right at the top. All of our group cruises are listed right there. So I'm going to walk through them, but if you want more information. But yeah, this is the Virgin Voyages Brilliant Lady. I believe this is the 5th cruise for that particular ship. She's brand spanking new. So again, October 3rd through the 16th, 2025, Brilliant Lady. Quebec, St. John's, Halifax, Eastport, Boston, Charleston, and Miami, as low as $42.69 for two people. I'll get to your question in a second. Then we have the best of Italy and Croatia. What's our email? Well, the website is where'swaltertravel.com. You're watching me on TikTok. If you go to our profile, there's a contact us link. You can just go right to the contact page and set up a meeting with us. But yeah, so just go right there. And so I'm going to go back. We're going on the Celebrity Constellation, October 23rd through November 2nd, 2026. This will be 10 nights, Ravenna to Rome. So Ravenna is the large ship cruise port for Venice. It's about 3 hours away from Venice. And then Civitavecchia is the cruise port for Rome. Anytime a cruise says they're going to Rome, it's a landlocked city. So the first company that actually gets their ship there will be amazing.
Yeah.
or very destructive.
Yeah, very destructive. But we're going to leave from Ravenna. We go to Split, Dubrovnik, Kotor, Messina, Salerno, Portofino, La Spezia, and then finally Civitavecchia. That is the 10-day group cruise. And then if you want to stay on board the ship, which Rebecca and I are going to do, there is a 15-day transatlantic crossing that will bring the ship all the way to San Juan. And then you can fly home from San Juan. And this is going to be on the Celebrity Constellation. Our group rates only apply if you get the Celebrity all-included beverage and Wi-Fi package. If you just want the cruise itself, then it's prevailing rates, whatever the prevailing rates are, unless I can find some other group space in there. But the group space for Celebrity only applies to the all-included. So again, October 23rd through November 2nd, 2026. I am running through these kind of quick. But where'swaltertravel.com, group travel. You'll find all of this there. The other big one that we're doing next year, Hawaii. Ooh. Come to Hawaii with us. Come to Hawaii.
Come to Hawaii.
Peggy, Hawaii, February. Peggy, Hawaii. All right. So February 4th through the 20th of 2026. This is coming up right after the new year. Yeah. So we're going to leave out of LA. We got 5 sea days. And we're going to do Honolulu, Hilo, Kahului, Kauai, and Ensenada. We're going to do Kauai, then 5 sea days, and then to Ensenada. So we got a total of 10 sea days. Wow. We got 5 port days. I know.
Wow.
It's like a transatlantic cruise, but it's a round trip.
Yeah. Trans-Pacific.
Yeah, basically. So that's going to be February 4th to the 20th of 2026. Rebecca and I are going to be spending some time in Disneyland prior, probably going to stay at the Pixar Place Hotel. We're just waiting for the hotel. Can you believe it? It is now June 15th, and we have no hotels for Disneyland next year.
Unbelievable.
I know. Yeah. Disney World, yes. Disneyland, no. They're holding them back, so it's kind of crazy. So if you want to join us on that one, February 4th through the 20th, Hawaii on the Emerald Princess. Eric is definitely going to be there. Then our good friend Tony and Jenny B, La Lida Loca. This is going to be the La Lida Loca Triangle Cruise. The very first cruise out of Philadelphia in like 20 years or something like that. It's going to be on the Norwegian Jewel, one of the smaller ships. Yeah. It's going to be nice. We've not done a smaller. We've done the breakaway class, and now we've done the Prima Plus class. It'll be our first time on a smaller one. Tony's like, this is the first one. We got to be on the first one. And we've got around 200, 225 people joining us on that. I know. It's going to be fun. You should come and help manage it. But Tony and Jenny B at La Lida Loca, April 16th through the 23rd, 2026. 7 nights. We're going to be staying overnight in Bermuda. Then we're going to go to Charleston, South Carolina, and then come back. So that makes the La Lida Loca Triangle cruise. It should be a lot of fun. Yeah, we say the 225 are going to go out. We don't know how many are going to make it back. So we'll see what happens. And I'm still waiting on the hotels. We're supposed to have hotels for 2 nights in Philadelphia, so we can go explore Philadelphia before the cruise. And then I'm also lining up another hotel for 1 night once we get, for those who just want to come in the night before. And then Tony and Jenny B also have a Canada New England cruise this October. That's why we're not going to be with them. We're going to be on the Brilliant Lady, but they are doing a traditional 7-night cruise out of New York City on the absolutely stonking gorgeous Enchanted Princess. Ooh. Have you done a Royal class ship yet on Princess?
Nope.
Oh, we got to get you on one.
We have not sailed on Princess yet.
You haven't sailed Princess yet? Oh.
Nope. Sorry to admit that, but nope.
Boy, we got to get you on Princess.
Got to do that.
Oh, my gosh. Okay. Feel better. All right. So we got to get this man on Princess. If you haven't sailed Princess yet, you need to sail Princess. But Enchanted Princess is one of the Royal class ships. Absolutely gorgeous. It's just beautiful. And they have some of the best underrated shows at sea. Okay. The original shows are amazing. So this is going to be 6 stops in 7 days. So you got New York, Newport, Boston, Portland, St. John, Halifax, and then 1 sea day coming back. That's it. You just got 1 sea day. So we don't really know like how much group activities there will be on this one, only because it's only 1 sea day. But this is October 11th through the 18th, 2025. the Enchanted Princess out of New York. You have to book through us if you want to be part of the group. I want to say it's around 50-ish people on this one. That's going to be a really nice group going out of there as well. And those are the groups that we have. There's actually another group that will be opening up on our page at about 1 p.m. this afternoon. I can't say who it is. It's a new travel partner of ours that all I will tell you is that they needed a North American partner, if that gives you any ideas of where they're from. But at 1 p.m. this afternoon, there will be a Christmas 2026 ocean cruise available with our newest travel partner if you want to go cruise with them. So that will go live on our website at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Corey doesn't even know who it is. No, I had to keep a secret from him because I knew he would make a video and tell everybody. So I haven't told him a thing. So I ran through all those group cruises really fast. Feel free to ask questions about them. Be glad to answer, or just simply go to where'swaltertravel.com group travel, and you will see everything that there is to know. Barbara wants to know how many are on our Alaska group. I want to say around 36.
34, 32.
Yeah, somewhere
30s.
between 30 and 36. Because we had a few people who dropped off somewhat recently. So yeah. So John, you told Roy you weren't booking another cruise. So I will tell you, so it's a Christmas ocean cruise and it's in Europe. I'll tell you that right now. That's all I'm going to tell you. It's a Christmas ocean cruise and it's in Europe. It's not like a US based cruise. But just 1 o'clock, you will see it pop up on our website. We're very, very proud and honored that we have another travel partner coming on. And once again, I think what really speaks the most of what Rebecca and I have built, and now Corey is going to help us expand, is that all of our travel partners have approached us. We have not approached them. They respect and they appreciate what we're doing to build. I mean, we try to build, with honesty, with integrity. We do the best we can. We're not perfect. We don't claim to be perfect. And when there is an issue, we try to do our best to rectify it if we can. But I think it speaks to what Rebecca and I had built, that these folks came to us, and in fact, they cited two of our current travel partners to say, we see you work with Steph and Gary. So I love that. So Cheryl wants to know, would we book the Christmas cruise through you? Yeah. So if you live in North America, you would book it through us. If you live in Europe, you would book it through their European partner. But they needed, but all the information will be on the website soon. And that also reminds me that our next group cruise that we should be announcing will be a Christmas marketplace river cruise 2027.
Wow.
You're going to be on that one, right?
Yeah, probably have to be on that one. Yeah,
you're going to be on that one.
Yeah, that's definite.
I mean, we're not even going to ask Peggy. We're just going to book it. She's not going to know until like the night before. Corey can be, oh yeah, by the way, start packing. We're going on a cruise with Walter and Rebecca tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
she
John
doesn't like surprises. That's not a good
John, that's the one you and Roy should be booking, is the Christmas marketplace when we get it ready. The only thing that I can tell you about that one right now, everybody's been asking, the 2027 itineraries are not out except for biking. It will not be biking. It will most likely be Ama Waterways or Avalon Waterways. It's going to be one of those two. They're great partners, fabulous cruise lines. And it will probably be like a 10 to 14 day itinerary. It's not going to be just a standard 7-day itinerary, because we really, we're going to go that far. Fly all the way over there.
Yeah.
We want to really spend some time on the river. So we're looking at around like the first week of December. So everybody will be home for Christmas. So you can do your Christmas shopping in Europe.
Yeah, there you go.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So stay tuned for that. The itineraries have not dropped. Rebecca has identified about 8 itineraries in 2026 that we're looking at. And I'm going to reach out to my partners and let them know. So let's see. What is it? So it's 1:15. So I'm going to remind everybody, Where's Walter Travel? Today it is Walter and Corey. Corey's our new associate agent. And I'll remind you that we book your cruises. We book land, luxury, expedition. Our services are 100% free. So if we can help you out, there are links in the description. Wherever you're watching us right now, there are links in the description. Or just go to where'swaltertravel.com. And I'll remind you, if you're new to the channels, subscribe, like, share, do all the wonderful things that all of those social channels like for you to do. And we would be very thankful for all of that. We're just so excited. We're just so excited to help you out. John saying if it's 10 nights, maybe 14 is a lot. Yeah, it will probably be more toward the 10, but there's 1 or 2 14s that'll really,
It depends
really nice.
on which line we go with
Yeah.
and the timing of things, because we do want to make sure everybody's able to be home for Christmas.
Right.
Yeah.
That's important.
Yeah, the trip will be early December. We know that. So this way everybody can go.
Possibly the very, very, very end of November.
Yeah, it may run into Thanksgiving. You know,
I wouldn't say that. It'd
it'll
probably
be after
be,
Thanksgiving.
yeah, after
Okay.
Thanksgiving, before Christmas.
Yeah, so we want to do it in the early part of the season so that y'all can enjoy your Christmas holidays at home for sure. So, yeah, so that's coming. So yeah, so there will be another group cruise being announced at 1 p.m. today with one of our new travel partners. We'll be the North American partner for that one. That'll be in December 26th, and then we will be announcing a Christmas River cruise. And maybe by July, August, hopefully the itineraries will come up.
I'm really
gonna
not
reach
sure
out.
when they come out.
Yeah. So
Vikings had them for a while, but
yeah, Vikings always early. Yeah. So,
I've actually, heard much better opinions of the included shore excursions with Amma and Avalon than with
Mhm.
Viking.
yeah. Even Gary said the same thing. Gary Bembridge said the same thing with the ocean. He's like, yeah, they're included, but they're not that great.
Okay.
So there's always something to
And
consider.
and plus the fact that for North Americans anyway, you have to pay,
Oh my gosh.
12 to 18 months in advance, full
Yeah.
payment.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's the thing about Viking. Viking is a tremendous brand, a tremendous river and ocean cruise brand. They have, a 5-star product all the way around. The only negative to them, especially if you're a new cruiser, especially if you're in North America, you have to pay anywhere from 12 to 24 months out, like pay in full, 12 to 24 months out. And that's a lot to ask. Whereas like Amma, Avalon, they're like in that 120-day range, of most people. And so, yeah. So now one thing that Viking does offer, which I don't know if many of the others do, they offer a 3% discount if you pay ACH from your
Okay.
checking account.
Okay. You have to pay the bank fees.
Yeah. So that's an intriguing concept, to do that. So it would be kind of neat if some of the others maybe did that. But Barbara says she's up for 14 days. Cindy, we've been perfect for you. Aw, that is so kind of you, Cindy. And I appreciate the compliment, but I know we're not perfect. No human is, right? And we do our very, very best to anytime that there is a situation that needs to be addressed, we do our very, very best to do it and address it, take care of it. We have processes in place. That's one of the big things that we're working on with Corey right now, to get the processes in place and introduce them to all of our partners, because there's a lot of processes that are brought over from the television and film industry that work really well. He was a teacher, so he's got a lot of processes from there. So, the big thing is staying up on it with you guys. There's so many trips that we're working on, and we need to make sure that we stay up on everything. And that's where like a lot of our automated processes have come in handy. We have this massive visual wall that we use to help us stay on top of things. So we're really excited to see where we're going to go next with all of this. So Sue and Phil is intriguing. You're going to watch for our announcement. I know. I'm so excited. What I really want to do is when we get it ready, I would love to have the rep. I'd love to do it like on a Thursday night with our rep and have them on the show, so we can like really dive deep into like that actual itinerary and what all is going to be going on. So more than likely we'll announce it on a Thursday evening with our travel partner on the show with us. And that'll just be a fun way to do it. That'll be a really fun way to do it, because they're great. Our rep at both Avalon and Amma, they're just absolutely fabulous rep. I can't wait till you start meeting all those guys.
Oh, me too.
It's such a fun industry. It really is. It's a lot of work, but it's a really, really fun industry, and could not be more excited. Yay! I know. We're just like giddy. We're just like, And what's really funny is we are so similar. The two of them over there are like so similar. Like you could interchange Rebecca and Peggy over there, and just like you could probably interchange the two of us, because we are clearly the children in the relationship. Rebecca always says she doesn't need a child because she's got a 59-year-old.
And as you're figuring out, Walter's a bad influence.
Yeah, very bad influence.
You will be booking way more cruises than you ever thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Peggy should not be here. Peggy should never be around when we get
Yeah.
together because, yeah. John said the Ama Magna is awesome, double the width of a traditional river vessel from the videos you saw. So, John, you bring up a very good, interesting point. The ships are built for the rivers that they're going to sail. So certain rivers can take the double wide ship. Certain rivers take very narrow ships. Certain rivers take double decker, ships that are like very squished and very tall. So it's very interesting. So so the wide ships can't go on every single river. They have to go. It's totally different than our ocean going vessels. They are built for the specific river. And it's really like if you look at the ships on the Nile, you look at the ships in Thailand, you look at the ships on the Rhine, you look at the Rhone. Is it the Rhone? The Rhone?
Those are two different rivers.
Two different rivers. Okay,
Oh.
yeah, I was right. They're two different rivers. So we got those. We got the Douro. We've got now I'm blanking.
They have one. I forget what the
Danube.
river is in one of the cruise lines is going in Colombia.
Yeah, Colombia. Yeah,
Wow.
Colombia is now in play. So it's very interesting that when you look at river cruising, it's not like an ocean ship where they're all just basically the same. They just get bigger or smaller. With the river ship, they're some of them are very wide, some of them are very narrow, some are very tall, and it all has to do with the draft, the bridges, and how wide the normal width of the river is. So it's a really interesting thing how they do that. Warren Wolf, in parts of the rivers like the Danube. Yep. So we're still looking at it all right now and trying to figure out. I've always wanted to do, ever since the first time I saw a Christmas market. I am that guy that watches every Hallmark movie at Christmas.
Christmas in
I watch
July is coming up.
it. Huh?
Christmas in July is
I know
coming up.
Christmas in July is coming up. We're going to miss the beginning of it because we're going to be in Alaska. I hope they have Hallmark on Oceania.
They do not.
Well, then we can't go because I got to watch Hallmark.
Well, I'll take your place. I'll go.
Yeah, right. That's what streaming is for. But so I'm that guy that watches all that stuff. I love traditional Christmas. So just the idea of going kind of basically stepping back in time with some of this stuff. I'm just so freaking excited about this and just being on the rivers. And by the way, for those of you who don't want to necessarily do a river, they actually have land tours too.
Okay, that would work too.
Yeah, you can do the Christmas markets and all that.
Yeah, just hit them all.
Have you done rivers yet?
Nope, have not done rivers yet. You gotta have to put that on our list.
Yep, us too. I mean, all the years.
Yeah,
Yeah, I really want to go do that next.
we were focused on ocean.
Yeah, everybody is.
Yeah,
And now, as we get older, we start thinking, we want smaller ships.
yeah, definitely
You
the
know,
smaller ships.
More intimate experiences. It's interesting. One of my travel partners recently really, and I've always kind of done this, but I never really put it into words. But there's two prices for cruising. There's the cruise fare to get on the ship, but then there's the fare to get off the ship. And when you really start comparing, that's when you really start to look at, okay, Celebrity, Princess, Virgin, and then you look at Azamara, Oceania, Explora, or especially like Royal Caribbean and even Carnival, and you start to look, well, how much did it cost us to actually get off the ship versus that really low price that it cost us to get on the ship? And then what are all the things that would have been included over here that's even more so had we just paid either the same price or a little bit more. So that I've been really starting to lean into that. What does it cost to get off the ship versus to get on the ship?
Well, I know at one
Range
point
concept.
we have some clients that were thinking of Carnival in Alaska, and when you compared Princess to Carnival, when you went through all the bottom dollar, Princess ended up being cheaper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, especially when you compare Carnival with Princess, there's almost no comparison because when you put that Princess Plus package up against, buying Wi-Fi, buying a drink package, buying meals,
Paying the gratuities.
Once you put that up again, I mean, Princess comes out as the better value almost every time against Carnival. It's unbelievable. So, SL UK travel journalist Simon Calder calls the travel industry the industry of human happiness. I like that. Great that Where's Walter Travel is part of that happiness industry. I like that, SL. That is really cool. I don't know Simon. I know Ship Monk, Dave Monk, who writes a lot about the cruises and everything. I actually met him on the Icon of the Seas. I wanted to preview.
Okay.
Super nice guy. He actually did the freaking drop. I was like, oh, dude, man, I don't do drops. I don't do drops. So Kathy said a friend visited the Christmas market in Germany in December and brought the mug, glass, and several after trying a beverage. Yes, right. You know, that's the thing. I've been like all of our journeys to the Caribbean. I've just been getting magnets, just just to remind us.
Just a little something.
A little something.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Christmas market. She said they got the mugs or glasses in various places. Of course, then you got to bring them home.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
We try to get Christmas ornaments for every ship that we've been on. So we have a whole collection of those.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
Christmas ornament.
Yeah.
I like that.
Now, little miniature ship models. We just have a whole collection of them.
Aw.
So
That's cool. So there's a question. Do you guys collect things on your? Do you have like a specific type of thing that you like to collect on all of your journeys?
yeah, great question.
Yeah, like we've been doing magnets the past few years just to really remember all the places we go. But what do you guys
Although
do?
we did have on our partial Panama Canal, you collected coffee and I collected hot sauce.
There you go.
We came back from our Panama Canal cruise. No lie, I had about 10 pounds of coffee or 12 pounds of coffee.
Wow.
I thought for sure the dogs were going to nail me in the airport because they use coffee to try to disguise things. But nobody touched me, so I was very happy about that.
Well, because the dogs, I think that's just an old wives' tale. I don't think it fools the dogs at all.
No, it doesn't
No.
fool the dog, but some people think it does.
I know.
So coffee is one of those triggers that,
Well, that's why you had no problems, because it
Exactly.
doesn't fool the dogs.
Exactly. So, but yeah, so that it would. So anytime we do like a Panama Canal cruise, that is my coffee cruise. I'm going to be buying
Okay,
a lot of
all right.
coffee, bring home. Mimi says your brother won't do an ocean cruise, but is open to a river cruise. So keeping your eye out. I'm telling you. So river cruises, and always keep in mind, Mimi, we book land tours. We've got a couple of clients right now doing a fabulous Trafalgar tour over in.
They've already
British
finished
Isles.
it, actually.
It just finished.
No. Yeah, it just finished.
Yeah, so it was like a British Isles. I think Ireland, Scotland is what it was, and we just had another client do Trafalgar in Italy, and just loved it. So don't forget, we got land tours
Yep.
too. Oh my gosh! So let's see, husband and you collect shot glasses. Oh, Barbara says they get Christmas ornaments at every place they go.
There you go. Yeah.
There you go. Cindy does lapel pins. Oh, that's a great
That's a good idea too. Yeah. So,
Let's see. Spunky on your cruise stop at Honduras collected a sloth. Yeah, Rebecca would love to collect a sloth and bring a sloth home, I think. She would love that.
No, I love sloths,
Yeah.
but
Right.
I'm not one of those ones who wants to have animals that should not be
Right.
pets for individuals be pets.
Right.
Aside
Right.
from the fact that our landlord doesn't allow pets.
Yeah. So John has a great question. Are the Christmas markets primarily in Germany? Actually, no. France, Austria, Bratislava,
Hungary.
Hungary.
Norway, I thought.
Hmm?
Norway, I thought had some too.
Norway
Probably,
has
but
some.
I don't
yeah.
know that any of the river cruises
Yeah,
go
the river
there.
cruises
Right,
aren't gonna
right.
be up there, but they do have them.
A good chunk of the kind of the north.
I mean, a lot of them
Eastern
are
part
in
of
Germany.
Europe.
The famous ones. There are a lot of famous ones in Germany, but also Austria has some big, beautiful ones too. But yeah, they everybody just automatic. Oh yeah, they're in Germany. A lot of them are. By the way, I see on TikTok it says that some comments were filtered. I always forget to mention this on TikTok, but if you want to ask a question about Virgin Voyages, you have to use the letters VV on TikTok. It will not allow you to use the word Virgin on TikTok. So just use VV or use the name of the ship: Scarlet Lady, Brilliant Lady, Resilient Lady, Valiant Lady. So yeah. So sorry about that. That is not us. That is TikTok. So. Kathy, on Margaritaville, you brought several ornaments but gave them away as Christmas presents. Aw, see, that is so nice. Nice little thing. You don't have to get much, just little things. A lot of people get shirts and whatnot, but little magnets, snow globes,
Little
like
trinkets.
that. Yeah, a little trinket. Something that doesn't take up a lot of room. That's one thing that we've done. We've moved so many times, we keep clearing out stuff. So other than inflatable ship, I was so disappointed on the Norwegian Aqua.
No inflatable ship.
They had a plushie, but it was just a generic
Oh.
Norwegian plushie. It wasn't the Aqua.
Oh,
They used to make like the ships, and yeah, that was kind of disappointing. That is one thing. If I see an inflatable ship or I see a really cute plushie, I'm getting that. But it's got to be the ship I'm on. It can't just be, well, inflatable, those are always generic, but the Norwegian actually used to make the ship that you were on. So
You didn't tell them the most disappointing part of our aqua cruise.
What was that?
Trivia.
Oh yeah, trivia. Boo. Boo, Norwegian. Boo. Rebecca and I did Broadway trivia.
Okay.
We got 22 out of 25 right. They put the picture on the screen, and we had to, write down what the show was from that picture. I was the only one that got Dreamgirls.
Really?
Saw the picture. Wow. I'm like, that is Dreamgirls.
Well, it wasn't the most obvious.
Huh?
I will say they weren't in the gowns or anything.
No, it wasn't. That was the whole point of it. It wasn't obvious. I'm like, that's Dreamgirls. 22 out of 25 right. Nobody even got 20.
Wow.
What did we get? Nothing.
Not
Didn't
a sticker.
Get a pen, didn't get a sticker. Nothing.
Did you have to give a little golf pencil back at least?
Nothing. Yeah. We had to give the pencil back.
Wow.
We had to give it all back. Boo, Norwegian.
Disappointing.
Boo.
Disappointing.
I know. Brand new $3 billion ship. Can't even come up with a sticker or a pen.
A gold star, anything.
Nothing.
Wow.
Nothing. It was so disappointing. We were so excited. It's like, it was just the two of us. I'm like, there's no way we're going to win. But then it turned out to be pictures. And I'm a kid who grew up in New York with Broadway, and Rebecca loved Broadway. So we actually were pretty good.
Well, congratulations on your win anyway.
I know. We were very proud of it. We were very angry afterward, though. We stomped our feet, and we did an angry cruise critic post like all those people do when they're mad.
It ruined our cruise.
I should have called Tony. Tony, I got a new thing that should be banned from a ship. No prizes at trivia.
I don't expect much.
I know. I could have been one of those people that just did a really stupid, angry post, on Cruise Critic. But why? Why?
Yeah.
It was a fun cruise, though, man. Boy, Norwegian Aqua was a nice ship. It just, the itinerary they kind of cut it a bit short. But the ship itself is beautiful. I just wish it had. They don't have an adults only area.
Oh.
On the ship, you have to pay for it. They have the vibe.
Okay.
But you got to pay for it.
Oh.
But they don't have an adults only area, and the kids do kind of overrun all the pools. So, hey, a flying flamingo. I love it. Hi, Flamingo. How are you? Thanks for joining in on the show. So if you're new to the show, I'm Walter, your independent travel agent. This is Corey, an associate independent travel agent with Where's Walter Travel. Do we book your land, your luxury, expedition, wherever you want to go in this world, we can probably get you there. And our services are 100% free. Like literally 100% free. People ask me, how does that work? Every piece of travel that you book, or almost every piece of travel that you book, has a commission built into the price. And this is because, like in the cruise line industry, the cruise lines only sell about 25% of all of their inventory. Travel agents sell the other 75%. So they really need travel agents to fill those ships. Walt Disney World needs travel agents to help fill all of those resorts and all of the hotels around the world and everything. So that commission is built in there. If you just book directly with Royal Caribbean, for example, they just keep the commission rather than paying us. So that's why there is no charge to you whatsoever. Our fee is already built in. So whether you book through us, you book through Royal Caribbean, the price is either going to be exactly the same, or if I have access to group rates, my rates are going to be lower. Or in the case of Explorer Journeys yesterday, somebody booked with me. It's the exact same price as Explorer, but I have $330 of onboard credit that I can add that Explorer can't, because they don't have access to that promotion. That's only through our travel agency. So, so one, you may pay the exact same price, but you're going to get some more perks. Two, you might pay a lower price and maybe get some more perks. And three, you're supporting a small business for no cost to you. So work with a travel agent, me or him, but primarily me. No. I can't help it. My name's on the shirt. So, I mean, come on. But no, I'm very excited. So y'all, we have two of us here now, and I'm like beyond excited.
Yeah,
right now.
It's gonna be a lot of fun.
I think I've said that like 10 times now.
At least, yeah, it's good though. It's good.
It's very good. It's very good. Yay! Let's see. Hey, Bill, how are you? Good to see you. Windstar charged you for taking the dirty clothes bag. I thought it was complimentary. Anything that's hanging in that room, unless it says it's included, you know, like your robes, your slippers, or anything in there, there's a charge to it. I know Margaritaville has had a big issue with all the pillows. They had these wonderful pillows on the island there that have all these great sayings and everything, and apparently people have been making off of them, which is a shame because they're really nice in the room. I hope Margaritaville has been charging these people a lot of money because they're like custom pillows that are made just for them.
And generally those dirty laundry bags are actually for you to send your laundry out to the cleaning on the ship. They're not for you to take it home.
Yeah, it's not for you to take home. So pretty much nothing in that room is for you to take home unless it says, like some cruise lines give away like water bottles and things like that is in the room, and it'll say right on there, you know, yours to keep and take home. But something like a laundry bag, no, that is not to take home. So hopefully they didn't charge you too much.
Yeah.
Warren is saying, why don't cruise lines give the direct filer a discount or extra perks like shipboard credits? Because it's the way the business model is. If they did things like that, travel agents would stop supporting the brand.
Yeah.
And I just said the cruise lines can only fill about 25% of their cabins. Pardon me, I just need to do this for TikTok. There we go. So the travel agent would stop supporting the brand, and then they would have 75% of their inventory unfilled. So that's why there is a very strong relationship between the cruise lines and the travel agent, because they're building, and keep in mind, we got like 75, 85 more ships coming on top of what's already out there.
Yeah.
Lots and lots of inventory. Like Royal Caribbean is bringing on 2 7,000 passenger ships within the next 2 years. That's 14,000 more cabins that have to be filled, or 14,000 more people every week. Every single week, we need to get these people on there. Think about the Utopia of the Seas going out with 6,000 people twice a week.
Wow.
I mean, that's 12,000 people we got to get on that ship every week, just one ship. And I don't even know how many ships we have here in Florida. So that's why the cruise lines offer incentives and perks to work with us, because one, we're filling the space. Two, we're taking the workload off them. You know how many people this cruise lines would have to hire? There are over 100,000 travel agents currently in the United States. In fact, there's over 200,000 that I know of just between a couple of companies. So just think about that. Like the cruise lines would have to hire over 200,000 people to replace what we're doing for them. So I think that is primarily why the cruise line, because if they started doing things to damage the relationship, like Margaritaville hasn't really done anything to damage the relationship, but they've made themselves very difficult for travel agents to work with them until they can get the back engines fixed. So travel agents have not been supporting Margaritaville as much as we'd like to, because they've made it very difficult for us to work with them, just from a technical standpoint. So that's why if they started cutting out the travel agent, they would literally not be able to fill the ship. Even with all of you booking your own stuff, with them booking stuff, travel agents still fill approximately 75% of all the inventory for cruise lines. Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
That's a crazy amount. I mean, and you think about, but you start thinking about how many people. I just said, on any given Saturday, there could be, or Sunday, there could be 75,000 people coming and going from Miami.
Right. That's just one port.
I know.
Yeah.
And then you got Fort Lauderdale. And then you got Port Canaveral, which is now the busiest port in the world just because of the fact there's so many 3s and 4s.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Turning around so many people. Yeah. And, the Mardi Gras is going to turn into a 3 and a 4 in a couple of years. So Carnival is joining the 3-4. I think one of their Project Ace ships is going to be a 3-4.
Okay.
That's a lot of people we got to be putting on these ships every week. So I'm proud to. We've cruised for over 20 years now, or right around 20, and we've always had a travel agent.
September of 2006 was our first cruise.
Caribbean Princess.
Okay. Vision of the Seas was our first.
Vision of the Seas.
Yeah,
wow, so you started nice and small.
We did. Yeah, that was out of Los Angeles. Drove there, I think.
Wow.
Spent a day at Disneyland.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Long time ago.
So do you have a favorite? Everybody always asks me, and I always say my favorite ship is the one I'm on right now.
Yeah, for the longest time it was Freedom of the Seas. Really liked that ship. It was just the right size and just We did multiple cruises on that, but now it's pretty much any of the Virgin Voyages cruises, cruise ships. Any of them is our favorite.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow. Was it the Caribbean Princess when we saw Freedom for the first time?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So our very first cruise, we saw Freedom.
Okay.
And our first reaction was, who in the world is ever going to go on a ship that big?
Right.
Right.
There was a point in time where that was the world's largest cruise ship.
It was.
Yeah.
Well, when we saw it, she was.
Yeah.
She was brand spanking new, world's largest ship. We looked at it and went, who in the world would ever go on a ship that big? Now it's on the upper side of mid.
Yeah.
On the low side of large. Funny how things change. And, the Voyager class, which would be your Mariner of the Seas, Adventure of the Seas, Navigator, and those, that was considered the first of the mega ships.
Mm-hmm.
They were the first with the Promenade. They were first with the ice skating rink, first with the Flow Rider. Now look at them.
Yeah, they're small.
Squarely a mid-sized ship. Squarely mid-sized ship. Not even close.
We saw Vision of the Seas on our last cruise out of Port Canaveral, and it just looked like a lifeboat compared to the ships that were there.
Right.
That's how small it looked.
Right. It's fun when you see them at Coco Cay.
Yeah.
Like you got Oasis or Icon, and then you've got like Brilliance or Vision sitting next to it.
Yep.
And it's like, oh, is that the tugboat?
That's the tender operation.
That's the tender operator. Yeah, they could literally use those ships for tenders.
It's the captain's yacht.
You know what? That would be a lot faster to get people off the ship if they did use one of those for a tender. Oh my God, that'd be awesome. What a great idea, Rebecca. They should do that. Should totally just have the two ships cruise together and one is going to tender the other. That would be freaking hilarious. John, let's see. I'm sorry you missed it. You booked a Vibe and then you canceled it on Aqua. $560 is a lot of money for an area without an actual pool. Well, I will tell you, and that's a good point. The Vibe. He's talking about the Vibe Beach Club on the Norwegian Aqua. That is a paid experience. It is the only adults-only area on the entire ship. And according to Eric, who was on our cruise, he said it was a great space. The one thing we noticed is there's almost no shade at all. They do have these umbrellas that they will pop up, but there's almost no shade at all. Yeah. But yeah, there is no pool. You're right. It's only the hot tubs on either side. And I've never quite understood hot tubs in the Caribbean.
Now in Alaska, though,
Kind of weird.
so
Yeah.
those hot tubs are going to feel really good.
Oh, they're going to feel really nice. I know. Maybe we'll actually do the hot tub in the Caribbean. I mean, we actually did it on the Oceana Sorrento when we were.
Well, it was a little
Christmas.
chilly.
Yeah, when we did our Christmas, so you never know.
Yeah, I'll probably only bring one bathing suit instead of my normal two, but still.
Yeah, that'll be a good
Plus,
idea.
we have access to, because we're in a concierge cabin, we have access to the outdoor spa lounge area. Forget what they call it.
Not that we're going to have
It's
a whole
in-
lot of time to use
It's in
it.
the ship, in the book there, but I can't remember what it's called.
The outdoor, in our book, the outdoor spa area there on the front, we have access to it. I don't know. It's in here somewhere.
There's a table of
But,
contents
it's so
right
funny.
there.
I know there's a table of content, but that means I have to read. Yeah, the Aquamare. The Aquamare. How do you say that? That'll be my goal for while we're on the cruise. How do you say it? Aquamare? Aqua something? I mean, oh my gosh, look how pretty this ship is. Woo, look at that pool. Not that we're really going to enjoy the pool that much, but wow, look at that pool. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. This is the ocean.
Well, apparently they have had some record warm weather in Alaska. I'm not sure what that means.
I know.
Because warm is a very relative term depending on where you live.
Yeah, I mean, usually in Alaska, like it can start out in the 30s in the morning or so, and then it can be in the 70s in the evening. Oh, that does look pretty nice. This is the spa that Rebecca was talking about right there. Ooh, very pretty. So we're very excited. We're very excited. Oh, Eric said he paid half of that for the Vibe. He purchased it several months.
Well, he's just one person there too.
Well, that is true. That's right, Eric. You paid for one. They're paying for two. So yeah, so actually you paid the same price.
Yeah, that is the problem traveling with two people.
So yeah, I don't
Doubles the
think
cost
John's
of
going
a
to leave
lot of
Roy at
things.
home. I don't think Roy's going to permit that. So
I personally, I burn too easily. Even though they have the
Yeah.
umbrellas, I just can't pay that money to end up with being a lobster.
Yeah, Rebecca just is too sensitive to the sun, even with all the umbrellas and everything. But it was a gorgeous space. I will say that. Absolutely gorgeous space. You are a little bit on display though. The bullseye bar is literally right above you. And you just stand there and kind of look down. So Yeah, John said he's been pushing to go solo cruising for years. Doesn't why would you not go with Roy? Roy is so much fun. It's so great. It's one of my favorite things about doing the group cruises that we actually get a chance to meet you all and sail with you all. So we're sailing with a bunch of new people on this one in a week. Gosh, we leave a week from tomorrow.
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
We're going to spend 3 days in Seattle.
Okay.
That's a big thing that Rebecca and I have started doing now too, because we're going to fly and go someplace. I don't want just we tell all you guys you should come in the night before, and you should always come in the night before.
Absolutely, yes.
But if you've not been to a place, why not come in 2 or 3 nights early if you can? We know not everybody can. We're fortunate that we can. So we're actually flying in Seattle 3 days early. So we've got a couple food tours lined up. I got a coffee tour lined up. We've been talking about maybe an underground. They have one of those underground Seattle tour thing.
Or the Chihuly glass thing.
Yeah, it'll be like a last minute
We'll see.
thing. If we actually do it, we'll see how tired we are on the first day when we get there. But they have ghost tours. They have all kinds of stuff. So like, I've never been to Seattle. And we're doing the same thing in October. We talked about our Brilliant Lady cruise. We're going to spend 2 nights in Montreal and 2 nights in Quebec.
Oh, wow.
Before the cruise. Yeah. That is part of travel. It's not just the cruise. It's going to see the locations themselves. And so I'm really excited about that. I don't speak a lick of French, so I don't know what's going to happen. Yeah.
Bonjour.
Yeah.
Fromage.
I think I'll just have to wear a shirt that just says, I don't speak French. Please be nice to me. But in French. Right. So Alex says he enjoys sailing solo. He gets to be his own boss. Now, if only you can make your decisions. I'm telling you, Alex, that's the hard part, right? But you can do what I do. I talk to all the voices in my head, and then we come up with a consensus, and we move forward. You can talk to Rebecca. She hears me talking to myself all the freaking time.
Yep, I understand. Sometimes you need expert advice.
And apparently Stephanie does the same thing. So during our cruise, there are going to be all kinds of voices going on. People next door are going to be like, who are all these people in the room next to us? It's going to be me and Steph. I can't wait. I can't wait to be a roommate with Stephanie. Oh, my God. It's either going to go really well or really bad by the time we're all done. But it should be a lot of fun. I think I might drive her crazy. I just might drive her crazy. You never know. Rebecca's been able to do it for almost 30 years. But I don't know if Steph can handle it for a week. We'll see.
She's pretty strong. I think she can handle it for a week.
Yeah, she's pretty strong, all right. Yeah. So John said, wear a lot of make-believe clothing in Montreal and Quebec. It's kind of funny. He makes a comment there that Americans are not their favorite group right now. I've actually seen a lot of posts from Canadians reminding folks that, look, the Americans that are coming up there to visit, they want to come to Canada. They want to see, and so they're trying to encourage people not to hold certain things against us. Just because we come from America. And so, the political situation is what it is. I can't control it. Corey can't control it. We're just going to go up there and have some fun and hopefully meet some really nice Montrealans and Quebecans. I have no idea what you called them. So hopefully I didn't offend anybody. Bills fan, there you go. Americans are more than welcome in Canada. So not sure much the other way around. I will tell you, you are absolutely welcome here by the people. I can't speak for the government and all of that, but I can tell you that the people are certainly more than happy to welcome you down here. So, is this somebody?
That would be my daughter. Yes.
Is your daughter watching?
I think so.
Oh my God, Corey's daughter is watching. Who is it? Liz? Sarah?
Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
How are you? We're going to embarrass you now. I don't know who's all watching with you, but how are you? I hope you're having it. Where's Sarah?
She's probably either at her apartment or with her boyfriend, I would guess.
Where?
I'm in Colorado. Sorry.
Colorado.
You asked a specific question. I gave you.
Sorry, but you're in Colorado.
Yeah, she's in Colorado.
Wow. So how long were you in Colorado?
Oh, I'm practically a native. Been there since 71-ish.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
And what prompted the move to come to Orlando?
Cruising and Disney. Cruising and Disney. Yeah. Had to go where the ships are.
And where the mountains.
We spent so many years just flying to Florida. And we could save a whole bunch of money if we just moved here and didn't have to fly.
Right.
Just made it our lifestyle.
And now we're coming up with all these cruises that we got to fly anyway.
Right. Yeah. That's the
Thanks, Walter.
But I tell you, one of the best things is the fact that we now have that opportunity to say, you know what, the Carnival Venezia, haven't been on it yet. It's going out but let's just get on that cruise in 2 weeks and go.
I'm looking forward to that part. Just trying out the different ships and seeing what we can find out.
Yes. Hi, Liz. Thank you. Thank you. We're so excited to have your dad working with us. This is great. This is great. I'm so glad you tuned in. What is it? It's 2 hours, so it's 9:49 over there right now. So thanks for getting up. Mama Donna says Seattle is so much fun. I'm looking for. Have you been to Seattle?
We did. Yeah. We did a cruise out of Seattle with the kid, with Sarah even when she was real little.
No, we didn't.
Oh,
We went to. It was out of Vancouver. We took the train up.
Oh yeah,
we
because
flew to Seattle.
we didn't have passports for them, so we had passport cards, so we had to cross by land to get into Canada.
Oh, you had to sneak in.
Yes, we snuck in.
Did
on a
the
big
Underground
motor coach.
Railroad?
Right.
Snuck in. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
So any advice for Seattle? Anything you remember?
Tilly.
Tilly.
It's we did a lot of walking in Seattle. We went to Pike's Market and the first Starbucks. We did the Space Needle. It was a lot of fun there too.
Gotcha.
And then it was a lot of fun.
Wow. I know our coffee tour is going to take me to the first Starbucks, and we actually have a food tour of Pike Market.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I know.
A lot of good. I thought it was always just the fish place, but no, there's a whole bunch of little stalls, and it's like a whole market. It's huge.
I know. You got to watch out for that flying fish.
You do.
Yeah, because man, you get hit by one of those.
You're
just going down.
Well, that's a whole lot of showering afterwards.
Yeah, a whole lot of showering. And look, Carol says she's also a Colorado native, and she moved to Florida for Disney.
There you go.
How about that? I think a couple of people have done the same thing. Maybe not necessarily for Disney, but they have moved to Florida.
Yeah.
Lots of folks around here. So, and that's one of the reasons why Corey has joined on board. If you're just tuning in, we've been at this for almost an hour and a half now. But Corey is our first associate agent. Where's Walter Travel is growing. Well, Corey's primary focus to start out with is going to be the Central Florida market. We know that we're underserved here in the Central Florida market because all y'all live all over the United States. So Where's Walter Travel currently is a national brand. There's not a lot of people that know us here in Florida. So Corey's going to start working on that. And he will also be helping us, especially when we're on our travels. You may hear from Corey from time to time to help us out, depending on what's going on, such as Alaska. That's going to be a very land intensive trip. We're going to be very busy. So there may be times that you might hear from Corey, but we're going to be working together.
Yeah.
Moving forward. So yay. So in fact, the biggest change on the website, there's two huge changes on the website right now. Corey's picture is now in with the profiles at the bottom of the home page. And when you go to the contact us page, you now have a choice whether you want to click on my beautiful photograph or his cute little photograph to set up a meeting. So so now there are two for the price of one. There you go. Seattle's best coffee is better than Starbucks. I'll tell you what, Barbara, I personally will go to any coffee shop other than Starbucks when I go to. I like to find the local
Dunkin'.
places. Huh?
Except Dunkin'.
Well, Dunkin' if I have to. Not my favorite.
Yeah.
But anytime I go to a town, I want to go to the local. I want to go find the local. The best coffee shop to this day that I have found is in Carpinteria, California. It's called the Lucky Llama. I hope it's still there. But it's called the Lucky Llama. Oh my God. I don't know what it was about that coffee. I was there for a week. I was filming for LinkedIn, the whole LinkedIn learning thing. I filmed the whole project for them there for a whole week. Oh my God. Lucky Llama Coffee in Carpinteria, the best. So so whenever I go into a town, I look everywhere else. So, hey, Judy, have a good day. What about you? Are you Starbucks or do you look for others?
No, I'm not a big coffee aficionado. I mean, so no.
Really. Walter might have to rethink this.
We have to get into that.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
I may have chosen poorly. How about whiskey?
Oh, all over it.
Whiskey?
Yes.
Okay.
Probably too much.
He's good. Okay, he's good. He can stay. Yeah. I'll take the whiskey over the coffee. Anyway.
I mean, I'll drink a cup of coffee. It's not something I go out of my way. I'm more of an iced tea drinker. So.
Oh, hey, Rebecca. There you go. So you're 1 out of 2.
Okay.
You're 1 out of 2. So. Oh, okay.
I'm 0 out of 2.
Benny is talking my language right here. There's something called peaberry coffee, which is like the beans are like half the size of a normal coffee bean. Wow. It's a really mild coffee. It's not a strong coffee. It is a really, really good coffee. So Benny's like, man, he liked peaberry. So John said, I love the coffee place. We visited in San Juan on the Flavors of San Juan tour. Oh my gosh. Starts with an S. Oh my God, you're right, John. That coffee is phenomenal. Man, it starts with an S. I know that on TikTok and YouTube, I have the food tour on there, and I have an image of that coffee shop. And it's actually a short walk, probably a 10-minute walk from the pier to get to it. It's only a couple of blocks over from the pier. So yeah, that was a good coffee joint. Corey, you better love coffee.
It's not that I don't like coffee. It's just not something I crave.
There it is.
I'll drink a cup of coffee if I have to.
John found a Quattro Sombrero. That's the name of it. Quattro Sombrero. And then there's that chocolate joint. Oh man, that amazing chocolate joint in San Juan. I'm telling you, people, Flavors of San Juan, you gotta go on the Flavors of San Juan tour. So thank you. Alex, Corey needs to go on Explorer where you have the coffee beans. Yeah. Well, for two reasons. One, they do have the coffee bean selection, but two, you got the malt whiskey bar.
Yeah, it's
phenomenal.
I'm very excited to go see that.
The closest thing to that malt whiskey bar on Explorer, honest to God, was on the Norwegian Aqua. That whiskey bar they had on the Aqua, but it was only one bartender. She was amazing. The other guy just kind of rushed through it, but she took her time, made the drink. Really one of the best whiskey experiences I've had on a cruise ship, believe it or not. Norwegian Aqua. Wow. Next to the Explorer. Explorer is still the best, but wow. Spunky, yay teas. Washington State also has the best tea place. Leaves and organics. Oh, how about that? Rebecca, you'll have to be looking for some teas while we're there. Maybe. Who knows? You never know. And we're going to be staying in Seattle for a night at the end. So if you see some stuff, we could always potentially go get it after the cruise. That's another thing we're doing. So one of our strategies for this whole Alaska cruise is we noticed that the morning flights are better to come back to Orlando.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't catch the early morning flights off a cruise because you may or may not make it.
Right. You don't want to risk that.
So we're going to stay overnight one night in Seattle just so we can catch the better flight. I mean, yeah, it means that we have to stay an extra day, but, it wasn't all that expensive. We're going to try Citizen M Hotel for the first time last night. Okay. Now, what they like to do is they like to push the bed right up against the wall for some reason. So, you can't get in on both sides. Okay. But it's a king-size bed, so the trick is you put the pillows on the side of the bed and you just kind of basically sleep sideways on the bed. For two people, so
that should work.
Yeah. As long as you're not super tall, it's fine.
As long as you're not super tall, so,
and we are not.
Yeah. So wow, it's coming up at 12 o'clock already. So I know, right, Corey? 90 minutes.
Time flies.
90 minutes, and we've been talking all this time, and my goodness, the time just flies. So, folks, we're going to be wrapping it up, but I want to remind you all that we're here every Sunday, or most Sundays at 10:30 in the morning. We're going to be here next Sunday. And then we go to Alaska on Monday. I don't know about Thursday night. I don't have a guest lined up, so I may or may not because we are getting ready to go to Alaska. Boy, somebody's not happy back there. Yeah. But, you're watching us. Wherever you're watching us, there are links in the description to get a hold of us. Where's WalterTravel.com. Contact us. Our services are 100% free to you. So I encourage you to reach out. We book land, luxury, cruise, expedition, you name it. We book it. And now there are two for the price of one. Myself or Corey will be the one getting back to you on this. Did you have fun?
I did. I had a lot of fun. This is great.
Awesome. And make sure you check out our group travel page, folks. We've got a lot of groups coming up, including at 1 o'clock. So in 1 hour, a new group will go live on my page. I'm coordinating with the guys overseas. So we're the North American partner for this particular sailing. And so you'll see it in about an hour on my website. I'm very excited about that. That is going to be in December of 2026. It is an ocean cruise overseas. It will not be in the Caribbean. So so there you go, folks. So we're going to wrap it up here. Corey, did you have a good time?
I had a great time. This has been a lot of fun. Really enjoyed doing this.
Anything you want to let the folks know before we go?
I'm just happy to be here and excited to start working with people, helping them out,
Awesome. Well, folks, you guys have a great day. We'll see you back here next Sunday morning. Maybe we're going to see you on Thursday night, but definitely next Sunday morning. So wherever you are in this amazing world, I hope you have an awesome day. And thanks for coming, Peggy. Thank you for coming, Corey.
Yeah, happy to be here.
All right, guys. Happy Sunday.
Bye.